Hi, gun people and horsey people. I'll put this on both videos because it's got a couple horsey lessons and some of my gun people lesson and the cops, and I'm always cracking on cops. So these cops do a good job. But let's take a look at where this happened. So this is in Hilltown, Pennsylvania. Barn fire. Officers arrived, found heavy smoke. Wasn't that heavy, but it was smoky. People on scene notified of horses inside. Officer so-and-so and so-and-so immediately entered. Frightened animal assist from a farm worker. County, they don't say the horsey's name. The Hilltown Company. Bucks Montgomery transported. Oh, 8 people required medical attention? Damn. Transported to the hospitals. Both officers received minor injuries. Their minor injuries are probably going to be from the rope. Hang on 1 second. Let's look at Hilltown, Pennsylvania. So according to Wikipedia, Hilltown, Pennsylvania has the population of 15,000 people. This is why government should be kept small. This is why government should be localized. This is why these cops are part of the community, and they know these people, and they like these people, and they're not harassing these people, and they're not in these big cities looking for crime, promoting open borders and all this other crap that brings in crime, and all this diversity is our strength. And, every city that promotes this sanctuary crap has crime, violence, and it has big government, lots of cops, lots of cop abuse, lots of cops that don't care. They're not part of the community. They're there for the money and the job. You get in these smaller population areas, and you're going to get cops that care. They're part of the community, and you don't have all the liberal BS. But let's get back to the horsey video. So these cops show up. Barn's on fire. They're cops. In a big city, the cops would have parked on the street and said, let the fire department. Matter of fact, speaking of the fire department, where the hell are they? How did the cops get here so fast? A lot of these small towns have volunteer fire departments. So when there's a fire, by the time the guys either drive there or somebody has to go get the truck, and the response is lower, which is okay. I would rather that than paying, $1,000 a month to have 14 fire departments to sit around and go park on a highway and protect banana peels so somebody don't get hit, so they can justify their fire departments and having, 8 firefighters or 14 firefighters on duty 24 hours a day when there ain't been a damn fire in 14 years. But I digress. Fire department's not here because small community. Here comes the cops.
Is everyone out?
First thing they ask, everyone out. Wow, that's a shocker. Cops actually come to protect and serve people. They're actually trying to help somebody. Man, you don't see many videos like this about cops lately. My question is, why is this person standing outside when there's a horse in a barn? I am not watching my horse burn up, okay? I don't need the police to come, and I don't need anybody. But anyway. Okay, so first thing I noticed when they walked in here is this is a stall where the horse is at, and this is a fire right here. Now, they can't put this fire out, but knocking this fire bell over here and moving it away from this door would have helped the horse come out. I talk about fight or flight a lot on my horse video and on my cop video because they're so intertwined. Horses are survival animals. Humans are survival when we get in a fight or flight mode. Horses go in fight, flight, or freeze, just like humans do sometimes. Deer, when they stop in a roadway and the headlights hit them, they freeze. It's the flight or flight response. Flight, flight, or freeze is left out a lot, but it's basically the same thing. The animal realizes they're in danger. It's evaluating whether to fight or flight. Now, when they can't see, or they lose their ability, or they go into panic or fear, they will go into freeze. So in that decision process and trying to figure out, is flight better or is fight better, they freeze and they get locked up. And humans do the same thing when they're not prepared and something bad happens. They panic and they go into a black panic and they freeze. That's what this horse is doing.
Come on, boy. Out. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
So when they go in, of course, they go, come on, boy, and they clap their hands. They don't realize that This is the point where you want the horse to go. And when you understand pressure and release with horses, horses go away from pressure, which is why the horse is standing in the back corner, getting as far away as he can from this. This fire is pressure. It's a threat. He's finding safety and comfort in here. He's not getting hurt, so he's not leaving. The horse isn't being stubborn or mean, and people that don't understand horse behavior don't understand why this horse wouldn't run out of a barn. There'll be idiots out there who have been training and riding horses since before they were born. Yes, I've got people that come to my video and say they were riding and training horses before they were born. So there'll be people out there that are claiming to be experts that will say, this horse is stupid for not running out. This horse deserves to die. This horse is too stupid to live, let it burn. That's how these idiots think because they don't understand horses. This horse, they're safety and comfort seeking animals. So when a horse seeks comfort, he moves away from pressure, pain, or danger. Right now, this horse is seeking comfort as best he can by moving away. He can't reason that if I walk out toward the pressure, this fires pressure and fear, if I walk toward it and run out the door, I can find comfort. They don't think that way. They're looking at, I'm trapped. I never go toward danger. I never go toward danger because running is my ability. And if I get closer, something may grab me. So the horse is not being dumb stupid. He's actually being a survival animal, and he's in a stall where he's found comfort and he doesn't want to run out. A big problem with horse fire, well, never mind, I'll get to that in a minute. Hopefully I don't forget.
Come on, boy. Out. Let's go.
Okay, the point I wanted to make here is, remember, this is where you want the horse to go. The best way to get a horse to go somewhere is put pressure everywhere else to where the horse will seek the least pressure and will go that way. So it's hard to remove this pressure of this fire. Knocking this over might have helped a little bit. I would have probably threw that away to clear this area. But another thing I would have done is cover the horse's eyes. But we'll get to that in a sec. So when this cop comes in and claps his hands, he's in the door. He says, come on, boy, and claps his hands. I mean, look, I know he's trying. I know he's panicking. I know he's trying to help the horse. I'm not saying the guy did anything wrong. I'm just saying, evaluating this from the horse's perspective, the horse is like, dude, there is a fire there. I'm as far away as I can. I'm against this wall. This is where I'm finding comfort. I am not a stupid animal. I'm not going to run toward fire and get burned up. I'm not a stupid human. So the horse is creating distance from the pressure. When a human comes in and claps his hands, he is more pressure. He's creating more pressure, and there's no way this horse is going to come to this door. They don't understand that. When they try to pull this horse out of here, they're standing in the door trying to pull them into themselves. That's why pulling rarely works when you're trying to trail a horse and you try to pull them in. You're blocking the path that you want the horse to go. These cops do this because they don't know. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just trying to educate you on understanding why this didn't work better.
Out.
Let's go. So, see, a lot of people think horses have a vocabulary and they understand words, and you can talk to them like people or a dog. A dog will have a little bit better vocabulary, but dogs are predators, so they get along with predators and they seek being part of our pride or team or buddy or whatever. So dogs will listen and will respond a little bit better than horses will. I'm not saying you can't get a horse to do anything a dog can do, because you can. You just have to use different training methods because you're working with a prey animal versus a predator. So they're blocking the path and they're saying, let's go.
Come on, boy. Come on. Out.
So they're pushing the horse from the rear, creating pressure and blocking the path that they want the horse to go. Now, I know what's going through these guys' mind. They don't know. They're like, shit, let me just try to get him to move. If I can get him to move, maybe he'll run out the door. I get what they're doing. Don't come here and say I'm hating on these cops, because I'm not. The cops did a good job, and they helped, and they went into a burning building when other people were outside, and they risked their lives when they didn't need to, and they saved this horse. So, look, the cops did a good job. I'm trying to educate, so don't get your pink panties in a knot and come here crying about how I'm being mean to the cops and how I'm being mean to the people for not running in, and maybe they didn't know, and I'm too rough, and wham, 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 wham. Shut up and either listen or leave. All right, here we go. Okay, fire. Here's the exit. Here's where we want them to go. But we're here creating pressure. The fire's here creating pressure. Is it any wonder why the horse isn't going to pressure? Horses don't go to pressure. They go away from pressure. They go to safety. They do not go to danger. That's why this horse didn't run out. That's why horses don't run out.
Give me a rope. Give me a rope.
There should be one hanging right
So the woman's on the outside wearing pink, I might add. Did I miss that?
Come on. Come on.
I gotta bring that up.
Come on, boy.
My gun people
Come on,
and
out.
cop people won't understand that, but come on. So she's in a pink shirt outside with her horse in there, giving directions. Gee, that never happens. I never get directions from women wearing pink. Well, maybe in the bedroom, but that's a different story. Anyway, here we go.
Rope. Give me a rope.
there should be one hanging right there.
Okay, so most horse people know you always keep a halter and a rope outside your horse's stall in case of emergency, in case somebody has to get your horse out, or if you need to get your horse out, you always know where it's at. Non-horse people wouldn't know that. She's telling them right there at the stall, there's a rope, that's good, we get that. This cop wouldn't know that because he's not a horse person. Okay, so right here, if you notice, they have the horse. Oh shit, I went too far.
Come on. Come on, boy. Rope.
Okay, right here. The horse is facing the door. This would have been the time for this cop to run behind the horse. Now, let me rephrase that, because these guys get behind a horse and I'm surprised they didn't get kicked. If you get behind a horse when he's fearful and you're trying to put pressure on him and he wants to avoid the pressure, you might push him into fight and he will kick you. Not because he's mean, he's trying to kill you, because he's like, dude, you're trying to get me to risk my life and run into a freaking fire. This horse is mind as if I go out this door, I'm going closer to fire. Why would I run into a burning barn? The horse is smart, but people aren't thinking like the horse is. That's why I'm saying I would probably cover this horse's face first. If I was doing this, I would cover the horse's face, probably rip my shirt off or grab a blanket, cover his face, get something on his nose, because his nose is leverage, because then I can manipulate his head, and I would get him spinning in circles in here while his eyes are covered, and he'd be like, shit, man, I'm moving my feet, I don't know where I'm going, I gotta trust this dude that's pulling. Once I got him moving his feet, then I would move his feet and drag him out the door, and he would follow me, hopefully outside, and he wouldn't see the fire. And he wouldn't have that resistance to move away from the fire. If you want a horse to run to danger, you have to make him to where he can't see danger. So this guy's in front of the door right now, he's looking for the rope, but this guy actually had the horse facing the door, which is better than it was before. And here's where typical non-horse person, I'm not cracking on a cop, he doesn't know. He's trying to throw the rope over the head. Most horse people will know he should have put the rope around the neck. Anytime you go to a horse's face, they're going to think you're trying to grab them and they're going to rear forward. See the head go up? You're trying to grab my face. A horse has to protect his eyes so he can see danger, so he can run, so he can evaluate. Now this guy is trying to throw a rope. Well, Rick, you just said you'd cover his eyes. I would cover his eyes, but I would come in from behind him if I couldn't come in front. I also said I would get something on his nose so I could help prevent that head raise to get a shirt or something over his eyes. So throwing a rope over a horse, unless you're roping him, now if you can swing a rope and rope him, then it'll go around his head before he can react and you can get it on him. But in this case, the horse is resisting the rope, not because he's being mean, not because he's stupid or breeding or whatever the excuse somebody wants to do. He's doing it in his self-preservation. Dude, I'm in a burning building. You two knuckleheads come in here and start pushing and yelling and panicking. So now you're making me more nervous. Now you want me to run out into a fire, and now you're trying to throw something on my face and take my eyes away. Are you kidding me? So this is what the horse is thinking.
Come here. Come on.
Finally, he gets it around his neck.
Come on. Come on. Yeah, watch out, Christian. Watch out, Christian. Come on. Pull it, Chris. Pull it, Chris.
Okay, so they get it around the horse's neck finally from behind, because the horse is like, you're not coming at my face. First of all, now obviously if the cops had calmed down a little bit, it would have helped. But unfortunately, when a barn's burning, somebody's in danger, people are going to get excited. If you can think, and if you have good muscle memory, and if you've been in a few crisis situations, you realize how to control that, that emotional, anxious response and you don't get as wild, you can get a little bit calmer and go, hey, put the rope around his neck. Look, we got a couple minutes. Let's do this right. Let's take the time it takes. It'll take less time. If we try to hurry and rush it, it's going to take us more time, and we're going to scare the horse, and we're going to jack the horse up more. If the cop knew all that, then he might have done that. But he doesn't. He's trying to help the horse. I get it.
Come on, horse, pull it, Chris.
Come on, horse. I love it when they call him horse. Like, he doesn't know his name, but he'll know that he's a horse. Rick, why are you laughing at him? They're trying to help. You're just being mean. Oh, be quiet, you big crybabies.
Pull it, Chris. Come on. Come on, baby, go. Come on, baby.
Okay, so this guy is pulling as best as might. And again, we're going back to pressure and release. He's in the doorway. He's trying to pull the horse to pressure. The fire's in the doorway, more pressure. This is why the horse isn't coming. Non-horse people won't understand that. Even horse people won't understand it because they think freaking horses can talk to them. And, you know, there'll be that one woman that I did a video on my horse channel where she just says, good girl, 14,000 times if the horse even walks. I mean, if the horse freaking takes a bite of hay, good girl. I mean, so, you know, there'd be somebody here saying, if they just told the horse he was a good boy, he would have followed him. Yeah, well, that's because you're an idiot.
Help us pull. Help us pull.
Okay, finally, somebody in pink, or maybe that's purple, comes in to help. And does it matter that 3 people are pulling if 3 people are blocking the door? Rick, they're not blocking the door. They're trying to save him, and they're trying to help him, and they're trying to pull. Well, that's because you're an idiot. I'm telling you, the horse sees 3 people blocking my path. The horse knows I don't run over people because when I do, I lose my footing. The horse ain't doing it because he loves people. He's doing it because if you lay down in front of a wild herd of horses, when they run by, they will all jump over you or go around you. They will not step on you. Not because they love you, because they don't want to twist an ankle. No more than they would run over logs laying down. They would jump over them or go around them. And if you lay down in front of running horses and panting horses, the horse will look at you as a log and will jump over you or go around you. If they step on you, it will be by accident. So this horse is not running out, not because he loves these people. It's because I don't want to endanger myself by running over you people, step, maybe trip and fall, or you guys will grab my leg or something. I'm going to avoid things. My legs are my life. My sight is my life. And you guys have come in here and tried to throw things on my sight, and now you want me to run over you? This is what the horse is thinking.
Help us pull. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Did you see the way she hit that? Rick, women are just as strong as men. I want you to look at this swing on this woman. Watch her hit this horse in the butt.
Help us pull. Come on.
That is the most wimpy, limp-wristed noodle arm, I can't throw a freaking marshmallow across the couch swing I've ever seen. Rick, why you picking on her? Because she's got purple. I'm just saying, does she really think that little bitty freaking fly swatter swing is going to make a horse move? Rick, she's trying. I know, everybody tries.
Help us pull.
The big swing.
Help
Ready?
us pull.
Wind up.
Come on.
Power.
Come on.
Power.
Come on. Come on, Christian. I'm trying.
So, the horse is backing up. Why is it backing up? You've got guys in front, and you're trying to pull him into a fire. The horse is seeing fear. He's scared. You've got a horse behind him pushing. A horse has opposition reflex to where it will sometimes go with so it doesn't tear himself if he gets grabbed by a predator. So they'll go with the pressure. She's pushing, and he's leaning into the pressure. He's leaning back to her. They're pulling, and he's leaning back because he doesn't want to get pulled into danger. I mean, it's just this poor horse. Look, everybody's trying, but they get the horse out. So at the end of the day, everybody, they did a great job. Well, they didn't do a good. Sometimes luck's better than knowledge. They got the horse out, and it's great, and I'm happy they saved the horse, and they went in there, and they did what cops should do, protect the community, be part of the community. They're getting paid to help the community. These cops actually responded and helped the community that they're supposed to be serving. That's paying them. That's paying property tax. You know, you probably don't have a bunch of people in this town calling for defunding the cops, because if the cops went out there and did stupid shit that city cops do, New York, California, Los Angeles, all your liberal left shitholes, then these cops wouldn't do that. Those cops work in those cities will not be doing this. But these cops actually work in part of the community. That's why local small government is best, because you can hold them accountable. If these guys did what the other cops would do, the community would fire their ass. They would call the chief who they go to breakfast with. They would all know, and it'd be like, hey, this guy ain't serving us. He ain't part of the community. He's out there being a jackboot jackhammer. Get rid of his ass or not tie a knot in his ass. That's why there's accountability in small government, and you lose that in big, large state and federal government.
Christian, help us pull! Help us pull! Help us! Help us pull! Come on!
Okay, so they get him out. As soon as the horse sees the outside, they're like, the horse is like, cool, I see freedom. I see open area. I can run. Once you get a horse in this position, normally if you get out of the way, he's going to bail. Especially if there's other horses out there and he sees them. He will run to join up with the herd. They're herd animals. Another thing that could have helped if there was already horses out is to get a few horses outside this barn. And then if he saw them, he would want to join up. That would create what we call a draw in horses. A draw is where the horse, you make the horse want to come, either for comfort or for a treat or for herd instincts or to avoid pressure or danger. He wants to buddy up with somebody. You could create a draw with other horses out here. Somebody would say if you got food, this horse would do it. Most horses don't eat when they're in a life or death or fight or flight. This horse sees this fire. I don't think he's eating. If he was eating, he'd be over there snacking on the hay that was on fire. Horses don't eat when they're in a panic. That's why when I see people trying to use food, then they're beating a horse and they're hitting it with a whip, and then they try to use food and they're like, my horse won't trailer load, and let me get a hit. Let me get a plastic bat or a plastic shovel, like the last two videos I did on those two women that think that works on horses. Anyway, they get the horse out. Now you want to get out of the way and let the horse go. Now the horse knows, look, where does he run? He doesn't run to the stupid humans. He doesn't run to the fence. He doesn't stop to thank these guys because nobody said. He goes to open area where he can flight and he can run. A horse knows that my legs and my speed is my safety. And when I'm in danger, I run first, I think later. That's why people call horses spooky, because they're smart. They're survival. They survive good without people because when they see danger, they run. They don't stop to evaluate. They don't go, I wonder if that lion really wants to eat me, or maybe he's just smelling me. They don't do that. Their instinct is flight is my first response, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, when they can't run, they will fight, and you don't want a horse fighting you because they're pretty, 1,200-pound animal with front hooves that can strike pretty damn quick and rear hooves that'll put a knot in your ass. But anyway, horse gets out. Horse didn't get out. The cops saved him. I think the cops burnt their hands and pulled. They might have got a little smoke.
You okay? Holy dude.
And now these cops give a high five and they congratulate each other because they feel good. Look, most cops get into this job because they really, well, it used to be. I can't say that now. I think most cops get into it. I don't even know why cops get into it now. I to be honest, I don't know what the hell you're thinking if you're getting into law enforcement. But most cops used to get into it because they wanted to help people. They enjoy, you get the training and you can go out there and do good things. So these cops are like, hey, man, we just saved a horse. That was pretty cool. Plus, it's exciting. It's exhilarating. They were probably bored. They probably don't get a whole lot of action in this town of 15,000. And they're like, shit, man, that's the most activity we had in a freaking month. This is cool. So they're excited. They were a little bit in fight or flight. They were in panic. Their heart rates were up. They probably got a little tunnel vision. They were in a little bit of a panic running and fighting. They were exerting a lot of strength. They were out of breath. And now they get to relax. They're like, whew, everybody's safe. We're safe. And they congratulate each other. Sometimes they'll do that in a shooting, and people will misinterpret that as the cops wanted to kill somebody. But sometimes when you're in combat and you're in a shooting or a high-risk situation and you survive, you celebrate your survival afterwards. It's not celebrating that you wanted to kill or you're happy you killed. But anyway, these guys did a pretty good job overall. I'll let it play through without stopping it.
Right there. Other side, right there. Please get her out.
Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go. Come on. Shit, watch out, Christian. Watch out, Christian. Come on. Pull it, Chris. Pull it, Chris. Come on, horse. Pull it, Chris. Come on, horse. Pull it, Chris.
Come on.
Come on. Come on, baby, go. Come on, baby. Help us pull. Help us pull. Help us pull. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Christian.
Oh, I just saw something that I forgot to bring up. You don't have leverage. Oh, and the other thing I meant to bring up that I didn't bring up was horses will run back into the barn. Sometimes horses will run back in the barn to find safety. If there was a whole bunch of smoke outside and the horse couldn't see, and there was so much smoke and he couldn't see horses or open land or anything, and the barn was on fire, he would run back in the barn because that's where he finds comfort and safety. He knows that he's been safe, he's been fed, and there's water in there. And outside, because it's smoky and chaotic, and there's fire trucks, and there's sirens, and there's loud noises, and there's people and hoses and everything, he will run back in the barn seeking safety and comfort. And people will go, that stupid horse ran right back in there and committed suicide. No, he didn't. He went to where he thought he would be safe because he wasn't getting direction, he didn't see other horses, and he didn't know what to do. I meant to bring that up. The other thing is you don't get leverage on a horse's neck. The only way you rope a horse and pull him like this is if I can dally, that means tie up the rope on my saddle horn and pull a horse with another horse. Ain't no human putting a rope around a neck and overpowering a horse. You may see it in Hollywood, but it ain't happening. If the horse wants to run, you can just hang on for the ride or you can let go. But you ain't controlling a horse with around his neck unless the horse wants to comply. You get more leverage by putting it higher up, around closer to the ears to where you can create a little bit of pressure on the pole, and plus it gives you leverage on the neck. The higher up the neck you get, the more leverage you have to move this head and move this horse. That's why the most leverage is closer to the tip of the nose. The more you get to the tip of the nose, the more you can control this head. When you control the head, you control this big leverage point of the neck. So wrapping a rope around a horse's neck isn't going to give you leverage. He's going to overpower you 99 times out of 100. I know I said I wasn't going to interrupt, but whatever.
Come on, Christian. Help us pull. Help us pull! Help us! Help us pull! Come on!
Okay, so you heard the girl say, let him go, let him go, let him go. Because she thought now that he's out, he will just run. Which he did, which is good. But had it been smoky, or had there been loud fire trucks, or had there been cars and a bunch of people, the horse wouldn't have ran into pressure. You always want to give it, when dealing with horses, you must give a horse a comfort-seeking position. That's why when you're training a horse, whenever a horse looks at me or comes to me, I never do anything because I always want that as the default. When something goes bad, I want the horse to know to come to me. And a lot of people don't do that. They want to hit, they want to control. I didn't tell you to come in, respect my space, and do all, and then they wonder why their horse never comes to them. But anyway, good video. Good job on these cops. Horse he got out. Actually, the horse looks like it ran over here. I don't know if somebody caught him or whatever. Man, look at all the pink out here. Anyway, the horse ran over here. I don't know how the barn fire started, but, you know, I think a lot of barn fires are insurance jobs. I know there was this one case where a man and woman was getting a divorce, and I think his wife was going to take his barn and all the horses and everything. He went out there, killed all the horses, and lit the barn on fire. And it ended up being a shooting. That's where I talk about where the 9 mils bounced off the windshield. But anyway, good video. Cops did a good job. I don't get to cover a lot of good jobs where the cops do good. Again, I wasn't cracking on these cops for not understanding horses. I was using this as a chance to explain what would work better, and if they understood and knew horses, they could have done probably a better, easier job. I mean, look, they got the horse out. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. But hopefully somebody learned something about horses and horse behavior on this.
You okay? Holy dude. Holy dude. Good job. I ripped my hand.
Okay, I think the cop said he burned his hand up. Probably when you use bad rope, nylon rope, a lot of nylon horse ropes are cheap. So a lot of people buy them. A lot of people wearing pink buy them, especially if they're pink nylon ropes. They're sold a lot. So nylon ropes are the worst rope to have for a horse. It burns when a horse pulls, or if you rub your hand, I mean, it just singes your hands and will peel away. A good soft cotton rope, like I usually use sail rope, whatever they use on for boats, because sweat doesn't affect rope that's made to use on the sea. So horses sweat and salt gets in there and it helps tear down, and it's not good for the rope. So a good soft cotton, nylon on the inside with an outside flexible sheath makes the rope softer, easier to handle, much better to work with horses. A lot of these horses have nylon. I could tell by the rope he was using that was the nylon, the cheap. It was purple. It was cheap, and they sell a lot of them, and they're horrible. They will burn the crap out of your hand, and he probably got rope burns on his hands because he was pulling. So that was probably the injuries. Anyway, good job. They saved the horsey, and I'm glad I was able to find a good cop video that wasn't horrible. All right, we'll end that there.